RVD is one of a kind. He has a laid-back persona with an unorthodox style of wrestling that makes him one of the most recognizable performers in the business, although there are some things that WWE might not want you to know. My name is John, and these are 5 things WWE doesn't want you to know about RVD. Rob Van Dam was offered to play the role of Sub-Zero, Glacier, in WCW. The character of Glacier was played by Ray Lloyd, who was known for his mixed martial arts style in the ring, which that is the exact reason RVD was pitched the character first. Paul Heyman gave Rob the advice to not sign with WCW, as Heyman had plans to get Van Dam more of a spotlight by having him decline the offer and show up on Monday Night Raw. At the same time, RVD wasn't aware of ECW's working relationship with the WWF, but regardless of all that, he saved himself from having to portray an obvious Mortal Kombat ripoff. RVD also stated that he did not want to take the role because WCW had further plans to create a whole set of characters that were similar to those of Mortal Kombat. RVD also had a very brief run in WCW. Could you imagine that? When RVD first signed with the company, he was forced to change his name from Rob Van Dam to Robbie V. That's because the vice president of WCW, Bill Watts, didn't like the name. Nonetheless, he had a very uneventful run, competing in rather short matches and not really gaining any momentum. One of the key reasons being he would finish matches with a split-legged moonsault and would barely land on his opponent. But he would later leave the company to pursue a career in the independent scene to gain more skills to later become one of the faces of ECW. Another thing WWE won't want you to know is that Van Dam worked for TNA from 2010 until 2013. RVD won his debut match against Sting and later went on to defeat AJ Styles for the TNA World Heavyweight title. He also took part in New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom as well as picked up another title victory in the form of winning the X Division Championship. Van Dam would return to WWE in 2013 to take part in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Obviously, WWE isn't going to want you to remember that the whole effing show has been just that in Impact Wrestling. When asked about the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, Rob said that he had many conflicting feelings and conflicting energy towards Shawn, as Rob claimed he seemed very sarcastic towards him whenever he would give Van Dam compliments. He confirmed that he and Michaels were not tight and he was filled with insincerity. Shawn Michaels said that he respects RVD and thinks he is very talented, but Rob simply thinks he is stuck up and disingenuous. Shortly after winning the WWE Championship in June and later being awarded the ECW World title on July 3rd of 2006, RVD was pulled over for speeding, where the officer said, "Explain to me why it smells like dope." RVD was found guilty of possession of 18 grams of cannabis and was forced to drop both titles as soon as possible. He was also suspended for 30 days without pay and would never win another title with the WWE, even though he would have 6 more title matches for the ECW Championship. RVD getting busted during the peak of his career is a moment that everyone will want to forget. And these were 5 things WWE wants you to forget about Rob Van Dam. I hope you're all having an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching Wrestling Hub, and I'll see you later with more wrestling videos.